For the intro. Hello everybody, I'm Christopher Disciple Allen. Thank you for coming out to Disciple's Quest to become the very best shoutcaster ever. And this is going to be day number... Are we on 13? We are! Lucky number 13. Which just happens to be the day that I am absolutely dying. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure the music isn't quite too loud. And go ahead and explain that today... I've been sick for about a week, as you guys have seen in my casts. And today I was in work, and I just kept on feeling worse and worse. And then I started shaking, and I was just like grabbing my hair and pulling it, and I couldn't think clearly. And my boss tried to drive me to urgent care and drop me off, and then they didn't take my insurance, so I had to walk back to the office. And I don't walk very well, I have to walk with a cane. And then I'm just like, whatever, I do it myself. So I drive around to all the urgent cares, and they're all closed, and they close as I drive there. Like I get there like a couple minutes after they close, and so I just come home and I rest. And then someone told me, hey, you're giving up on your challenge if you don't do it today. So screw it, I'm doing it today. I'm doing the challenge today. And so we're just gonna have fun and do a normal game. I'm spectating off of Sheila, what's her in-game name? Like Pterodactyls for the win. Her in-game name is Follow Me on Tumblr. And there's some pretty cool people in this game. It's just gonna be normals around Platinum Diamond level. And so let's hop in. The client just left, so we are going to have to be in the load screen, which is about to pop up here, and we can see who's on our teams. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Thank you for everyone who is concerned about my health and told me not to cast today. But we're gonna do this anyway. So, oh, this is actually gonna be a lot of fun. All right, over on our blue team we have Salce on Yasuo, going to be most likely playing top lane, or actually with this, maybe he's gonna be AD carry Yasuo. That's gonna be Lotus on Lee Sin in the jungle. Glycerol. He is one of the Surrender at 20 team, I believe. I think so. Glycerol will be on Ziggs mid. Then Follow Me on Tumblr, Pterodactyls for the win. He's going to be playing that championship Thresh. Probably support, and then Spinips, the only name I'm not familiar with, on Renekton there. Salce is the ex-pro player, big streamer, if you guys aren't familiar with the name. And then Lotus is an esports personality as well. And then over on our purple team, it's a lot of Saga guys, and Saga is a US-based Korean gaming organization, and so they're like people who are Korean in America join it. And so we have Tenor playing Lee Sin in the jungle, Thresh on supporting an AD carry Lucian on Saga Dick Party. Then Chair King will be on Lux mid, and Yasuo will probably play top. Yasuo has that Challenger swag border on, so these are going to be some good players, and hopefully some good teams. Just fun times, though. We're just going to have a good time with this game, since I narrowly escaped death today. I'm just kidding. That's definitely a dramatization of the events today, but hey, I hope we have some fun. I'm gonna pop up the webcam just so you guys can see me as I slowly descend into madness. And boop, boop, boop. Oh, hello there. Oh man, this is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so these are going to be some exciting normals. Dick Party, gonna go ahead and recall. I'm sorry, you have a beautiful name, sir. Glycerol will be running around there behind his turret. Everyone's just kind of playing back, playing safe, you know. We don't want to get too far out there. The level 1s are pretty scary because, you know, they do have a Thresh with his death sentence, which is one of the most frightening level 1 abilities. And if Yasuo does get engaged in a fight early on, then once he gets that third proc of his Q, once he gets that huge tornado, it can devastate you. Of course, it takes some time. You have to be able to build it up, but it can still be pretty rough. And Lee Sin as well. So both of these teams have a Lee Sin, a Yasuo, and a Thresh, who are all level 1 menaces. Because Lee Sin's damage with his Sonic Wave Resonating Strike is absurd. I'm trying to not cough away from the. I'm trying to cough away from the microphone so that I don't blow your guys' ears. This is a beautiful song. I think I might need to make it a little bit louder. Oh, there we go. Just so you guys can all participate as well. So it will be Salce going mid. I'm not sure, with Spinips and Pterodactyls on the bottom lane. I'm not sure if I should call her Pterodactyls or Sheila or or Tumblr or what. Then Lee Sin's, each of them will be starting at their blue buffs and moving through. However, our blue team Lee Sin took quite a bit longer. Lotus will be a bit behind in this jungle, where Tenor is moving on already. Yasuo going to have a free lane up here waiting for Salce to come up and join him. So it will be Yasuo versus Yasuo top. Salce is definitely a phenomenal player, but having this level disadvantage is going to be rough in the mirror matchup, and will be interesting to see how he can quite come back from that. I will go ahead and lower this just a little bit now that we're actually getting to our real casting. Glycerol taking a bit of early damage here from Chair King in the mid, and that's a pretty even matchup for both players. Ziggs has a little bit of ability to dodge out of Lux's combo, but if he does get caught up, then Lux can certainly devastate him, since she's slightly more combo based, so if she lands that light binding, then everything else lands, as opposed to Ziggs, who is much more skill shot dependent, even though they're both 100% skill shots. Our bottom lane is going to be playing aggressive with our AD Renekton actually falling back a bit, having to heal up. They have gone for the double ancient coin in the bottom, which is interesting, since when you last hit a minion, I believe it, so it doesn't disable when you last hit a minion, so they're both just going to get gold for the last minions that they don't hit. But it would have been interesting to maybe see the double relic shield, just as a way to make this lane work. However, it's a unique lane. You're free to try a lot of different things, and this ancient coin could be the way to do it. Salce is forced back to his turret at least. He's keeping up in levels now finally with Noelle, and if he can get some help from his own jungler, if Lotus does come up here and support him with the gank, it could definitely turn that lane around. He is almost caught up in farm, but yeah, after this wave, he should be close. Lotus is now coming from the back, going to go in with a safeguard. There's a Tempest Cripple with the slow, and he's going to try and run around that. He flashes behind. Lotus actually tries to ignite him, gets a lot of damage onto him. Lotus is going down low, but has the shield from the safeguard, and they're going to get the first blood up there. That went to Salce, and now Lotus will be able to fall back to the turret and recall, giving Salce a free lane, a kill, and the advantage over his opponent. A really solid gank there. Great play, and this is starting to be an interesting game. One kill over to the blue team. Pterodactyl's taking a bit of damage down here in the bottom lane. Oh, wow, that death sentence was close. Cassette just trying to get in there. If you can catch them up, especially when you have a lot of minions backed up, then you can do a superior amount of damage with all the caster minions as well as the cannon pegging down on them, just giving a couple extra seconds, which is a few hits. Now Salce has to be careful that Tenor doesn't get the permaslow on him, since Noelle is coming back up here. He has this entire wave of minions to jump through, and he's going to do just that. Jump through it once. Tenor's taking a lot of damage from Salce though, and Salce's actually just going to be able to fall back from this one. Tries to knock up Tenor with the whirlwind, but eventually just recalls the base. He did get quite a bit of farm, is now an entire wave ahead of Noelle, and that's going to be an excellent start for him. He has actually picked up a Zeal already, and remember that every point of critical chance that Yasuo picks up, that is doubled by his passive, so that's Zeal gives him 20% crit chance, as well as the 18% attack speed, and that 5% movement speed, which would be very interesting up in the top lane. Now Yasuo, in trades, doesn't always need movement speed, because he can dash around to the minions. However, if you're chasing onto someone, then getting that extra 1 or 2 auto attacks that'll allow you to do can be crucial. Lotus is moving in here, is going to take the lantern in from Pterodactyls. They're going to jump onto Lucian, who's going to flash away, but now Cassette is caught there in a bad spot. Noelle has disconnected, unfortunately, but we are interested here in the bottom lane. Follow Me Tumber does flash in there, is going to die here to the turret. The Ignite is sticking down. There's the flash Sonic Wave from Lotus, who grabs it with the Resonating Strike, does fall to the turret. Double kill for Dick Party, who now comes in with the Relentless Pursuit. There's the Piercing Light, the triple kill for Dick Party. And he is partying a little bit too hard here in the bottom lane. That is a lot of gold for him. That's not what you want to give to a Lucian early on, who is so powerful. He now has 2,000 gold under his belt after all this farming and those kills, and that will be an easy BF sword, as well as potentially a long sword, or no, with 2,000 gold he can yeah, he could probably get a long sword, maybe another Dorans if he wants to continue abusing that early game advantage. Pandora trying to, ooh, being silly with its music and such. Glycerol just continuing to have a pretty standard mid lane. He did have to go back and has fallen a little bit behind in farm, more than a wave behind Chair King. He still has a chance to come back. Ziggs has pretty phenomenal damage, especially up to a point where his cooldowns and his abilities just allow him to do maybe a little bit more in the mid game than Lux does. Lux really is looking for that late game power spike where she has the cooldown reduction, but there's the combo, and Glycerol is sent back to base in a light-filled tomb. That final spark doing some work on him. Really solid combo from Chair King. And that's why Lux can do more damage than Ziggs if she lands at Light Binding, and then can land everything else. But here is the fight in the bottom lane. Spinips is afraid to commit and has to back out of that one, even though Pterodactyls did land a pretty good death sentence, but against a Dick Party who actually didn't end up going for the BF sword. He instead opted to get a Phage and then a longsword. That longsword will probably go into a Vampiric Scepter. Oh, the dive up in the top lane as Salce goes in hard on the Tenor. The Sonic Wave misses as it is flashed away from Tenor, and he will survive now, but will lose his turret. That disconnect hurt him, especially with that early gank from Lotus, and that's going to be the first turret of the game here for Blue Team. We're going to bring them ahead in gold. Now just 200 in the lead. Our bottom lane is continuing to go... Oh, God. Oh, God. So I had believed that our AD carry here was Spinips, but Spinips has not taken a single minion yet this game, and it is Pterodactyls playing AD carry Thresh with 42 farm, she's actually not far behind Lucian, and so who knows, I guess it works. However, Lucian will have a much better mid game than Thresh. He does have a good amount of... Oh, Lotus got caught out. Had the shield though from the safeguard and didn't take as much damage. The Lucent Singularity as well wasn't triggered in the bush, and so Lux didn't quite get the kill there, did burn that ultimate. He's going to force Lotus to play a little bit more defensively, but he still has enough, or she still has enough health to take down this red buff and potentially move down bottom. Has to be careful though, because Lucian's burst at this point in the game is almost unparalleled, except by the likes of maybe Graves, at least as AD carries are concerned. Piercing Light can just do so much damage. Spinips just had to take that Chain Vest. Unfortunately doesn't have any sort of health regeneration except what the Ancient Coin gives you, which is only 5 for 5 seconds. So every second he will tick up just a little bit higher, but really doesn't have what he needs. Maybe from a Doran's Shield or something of the likes. Man, if anyone ever uses the excuse that they can't cast because they're sick, they're lying. You can cast if you're sick. Your voice will sound terrible, though. Your voice will sound so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you guys want me to not call it Final Spark? Did you want me to call it Finales Funkarn? I'll go ahead and do that from now on, even though they changed the name. Those douchebags. Well, Dick Party's having quite the blast down here bottom now. With Tenor coming in the gank, this could be a good spot. They're actually going to ping themselves back because they see Lotus coming in, but if this is a 3v3, it's going to go in red team's favor. There's the lantern in, all the lanterns coming out, but Cassette throws the box right in the middle. They actually intersect. Tenor does fall first, though. The damage comes down from that AD carry Thresh. Spinips finally falls, but Follow Me on Tumblr is trying to take out, and Cassette actually flashes in for the flay, and there's the Mega Inferno Bomb going to miss Cassette. It does fall onto Dick Party, but after he grabs the kill, he won't be too hurting for health. Glycerol is there for the defense, but the Light Binding landed. Now the final spark, and the Lucent Singularity finally takes him out. He couldn't move out of that range in time, and Chair King grabs yet another kill, his second of the game. This is now a 7-3 game Only 100 gold separating the two teams, though, and a lot of that is because Salce has pushed up this inner turret. He has 102 farm 11 minutes into the game, and Noel has just finally come back. So this is a 5v4, which is really the only thing keeping blue team in the game. But hey, it's normals, and really it's just about winning. Now Dig Party in a pretty good position up against Glycerol, but the excellent satchel charge actually saved him, but the flash across Dig Party is going to be enough. Glycerol couldn't quite clear out those minions so that the turret would target him, and well played by Lucian to be able to dive in there. He had the burner's flash for it, and it was a little sloppy, but hey, he got the kill, he got out. Now Sheila could be looking for that, but no, Dig Party knows when to stop. He has a safe word, and he called that right there. Now Salce moving in on Chair King. Salce realizes he's probably the only hope here. I mean, they do have a semi-farmed mid and AD carry, but really Salce is where their advantage is at right now. He's going to try and 2v1 Tenor and Chair King. He does have Lotus moving in here, and he's going to burst down Chair King intensely. Now Lotus coming in. There's a knock-up. There's the last breath, and that's going to be Tenor falling for the double kill to Salce. That Ignite ticking down for the last bit of damage, and he is a rich man here at 5,500 gold, by far the most in the game, 800 above the enemy AD carry, who has 5 kills to his name. That's exactly what farm can do for you, and what I guess having a disconnected enemy can do for you as well. But hey, they've had a rough game. They deserve maybe a little bit of leeway here. Let's see if these American Koreans can really use their mechanics to win this out, or if it's just going to be the war of attrition. If Salce is just going to be able to stomp this in a mostly uncontested lane and just eventually come out on top. Someone said, if I pass out on stream, does anyone know where I live? Take me to the ER. And at least one person watching the stream knows where I live. So Llama Face will know what to do with me if I die here on stream, but hopefully I won't. There's an excellent death sentence. It's actually going to go in onto Dig Party here. The box is thrown, but Tenor is coming in from behind. Cassette's own box was thrown, and there's the culling coming across onto Spinips, but Pterodactyl is going to be there for the body block. Maybe a little bit forced body block from Cassette. Spinips going in far with his ultimate, tries to find something there, but can't quite, as he is taken down. That will be the bottom turret. Red team's first turret, where Salce is counter jungling up here. Can't push too much farther. The final spark, not quite grabbing the red buff. Salce does steal it away, and he's going to escape with this one. I think you can tell who the ex-pro player is on this team. Just give me 1 second. I need to grab something really important. There we go, just in time to miss an enormous fight. Cassette did fall in the middle there. Tenor falls low. Lotus tries to go in and get him. There's Mega Inferno Bomb, but it can't quite take him out. The shield from the safeguard was there as well. Oh, Dig Party caught out just a bit. The satchel charge did push him back, but he was able to use that relentless pursuit to escape off the side. Noel trying to find a knock up there with his whirlwind. Oh, Lotus goes in for the kill there. Salce did manage to find him with the last breath, and now Dig Party taken low there from Glycerol, but there's no Mega Inferno Bomb to follow it up, and that's going to be an escape there. I have to come out and lower this music. Where I don't know that anyone else was killed. Sorry about that. Chrome is an awful piece of equipment, is what I'm learning. Goodness. Okay, Chair King fell as well, unfortunately trying to find that inner turret, which is going to mean this is going to be taken here by our blue team, or they're going to try, but with Salce backing off, they can't stick around. Now Tenor might be looking for the offensive. He throws Sonic Wave, but doesn't follow up with the Resonating Strike. And overall, some good pushing from the blue team. Noel is back for Sagas, which means that they might be able to bring this back around if Noel can just grab some more levels. He's 4 levels behind his opposing Yasuo though, which could prove dangerous for him in this match. Thanks for saying it's pronounced Salce. Yeah, it's Salce. I've said Salce and Salce interchangeably this entire game, but I know it's Salce. All right. Oh, now here is the dragon fight. Spinips and Follow Me and Tumble are trying to take this out. There are the boxes, thrown the Mega Inferno Bomb, the huge Finalis Fyunkan, and all of them is going back and forth, but Saga has only lost a single member, whereas our blue team has lost 2. Now Tenor and Dick Party coming on to the Glycerol. There's a light binding, but Glycerol's going to be able to take the kill there. It looks like Pterodactyls was trying to grab him across with the death sentence, but does fall there to Noel, who is able to grab the 4th kill of that fight. 2 returned onto the red team, so not the worst trade, but Salce up here top, forcing the recalls out as he pushes onto the inhibitor, and Noel doesn't have the health. He has to wait for that to be able to come in. Oh, Salce did use the whirlwind though, but Noel's only level 9. He's just going to be able to clear out these minions, but can't chase on the Salce there. The outer turret going down here to Dick Party and Cher King. Lotus wanted to go in there, but Sonic Wave did finish off the minion, which means he couldn't follow up. Salce now running through this jungle, caught by the light binding. Now taken down by the final spark, and Salce's going to fall there, caught out in a rough position. Cassette there for the last minute assistance. No assist, but just about 1,000 gold lead here for the blue team. Close game, really, except in the top lane where there is a 90 farm differential. The Static Shiv and Infinity Edge is going to be there on Salce. A Thirster on their 80 carry Thresh, and then almost a Rabadon's Death Cap on that Ziggs. The start of some items for most of these players. Dick Party has finally picked up his Trinity Force. He also has a Bilgewater Cutlass, going to be building that into a Blade of the Ruined King. Cassette going for the Death Sentence, but can't follow up onto that. Very, very smartly doesn't follow up onto that. That could have been a bad situation for him. Yeah, I'm not sure Salce effectively used the Wind Wall there when he was killed, because he could have blocked out the light binding there. Of course, maybe it was on cooldown. Who knows exactly what the situation was. Oh, Cassette's baiting in Pterodactyls and Spinips here as Cher King and Dick Party are there, but they don't land any of their CC, so Spinips and Pterodactyls will back out of that one. Salce waiting in the wings, looking to go in. They want to find Dick Party or Noel and shut him down. Noel is split pushing up in the top. Now our Lee Sins are fighting against each other. Lotus versus Tenor. Duel of the Century. Tenor is coming out ahead so far. The Sonic Waves and Resonating Strikes are coming back down. The Dragon's Rage across. I really want to see how this ends out. Best Lee Sin NA or what? And Lotus is going to have to back off of this one a little bit low. Oh, Pterodactyls grabs the kill onto Cassette, and Spinips backs off on low health. Dick Party falls low, but there's no follow-up. Glycerol now trying for the damage there is the Death Sentence. The CC comboing onto Chain King, but Dick Party is still around for the damage. The turret doesn't quite take out Spinips. It does grab Pterodactyls. Now Glycerol does grab it with the auto attack and bouncing bomb. Lotus trying to defend this turret from Noel, actually struggling just a bit, and Tenor's moving down here. He smells blood, and he wants a juicy kill out of here. He war jumps over the wall. He's going to find Glycerol recalling here, and that's going to be the kill. Come on, Glycerol, you at least could have spammed out a dance or a taunt or something there. Noel taking the white, trying to just make out some of this farm, which he has done ever so slightly. He was about 90 behind, now he's only 70 behind. He is building up some of that gold. Does have a Static Shiv. These Yasuos are going very aggressive in their builds, which definitely enables them to assassinate targets, but it does leave them open to burst. We saw it happen to Salce when Cher King caught him out with a light binding, and we could definitely see it happen to Noel if he's caught by Salce or just by the chain of CC that they have here with Spinips and Pterodactyls most prominently. Whoa, that was some weird particle effects flying off here, but Salce's caught in a 1 versus 2, now a 1 versus 3. The Finalis Finkind does not connect. Now Tenor's moving in here. He has the flash and the war jump. He's actually going to go on the Glycerol, who does try to Sassel charge away. Tenor now follows up on the Salce. Does land an excellent resonating strike. Salce's trying to run away from this one. Death Sentence misses off wide. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes in. There's the flash and the knockup. The last breath comes in. He grabs 1 kill. He grabs 2 kills. Salce is still alive. The Ignite is ticking down on him and he falls. He couldn't quite get the shield from that one. However, in the meantime, the blue team did grab their 5th turret here now. Pterodactyls, can you get this grab? Noel is on such low health. He wants it. He flashes. There is the Death Sentence and the Flay. Noel's going to fall here. There is Pterodactyls. Sheila picking it up in style. I did say he there. I'm sorry about that, Sheila. I know you are not a male. Despite the fact that you are playing League of Legends, which, in my experience, has meant that there's a 90% chance you're a dude. Blue team could be looking in for this turret here. Finally, it's about on 2/3 health, almost down to a half, and this would be a really good opportunity if blue team can take it. However, Cherking with that blue buff has some phenomenal wave clear and is doing a really good job of keeping them off. Blue team now just gathering up here. They really want to pressure this. Salce is going to be up top though, clearing out those minions. They won't have Salce in here, which means they can't really fight, and if they do engage, they'll most certainly lose it. Dick Party waiting back in base, could be waiting for his Blade of the Ruined King here. Looking at his gold total, no, that's not what he's doing. He could be potentially disconnected. Who knows, maybe he's not here in the Americas. Maybe he's in Korea and is having a few connection issues. So this will be a 5 versus 4 until Dick Party can rejoin us and, you know, we can resume the party in our pants. The pants party. To which you are cordially invited to. Lotus finds a target in Cassette, but they can't quite land the follow-up CC. Now, Cherking almost blowing up Pterodactyls there. That final spark doing work. Salce tries to jump in to get something, but can't quite find it. Cherking did fall low as well. Lotus going in there to see what she could do, but couldn't quite do enough. Blue team is out here on quite a bit of health. Dick Party still staying back in base, keeping it warm, keeping it soft and just ever so slightly uncomfortable, but it's going to mean that red team can't adequately defend this one. Jer King did recall, does have those home guard boots, and will be able to run back here, so it will be a 4v4 if a fight breaks out, with Pterodactyls just coming up that middle lane. And this is slowly turning into an ARAM where the teams are just refusing to leave that middle lane and just really want to get something. Salce comes in here. There's the knockup on the Cassette, who's falling low, but Salce has to be careful as well. He's taking a lot of damage. He dashes right into the final spark and does fall there. Salce, with a bit of a misplay, is going to pay with his life. There's the Lucent Singularity. Cherking playing this excellently. 7-2. Able to just grab out so much. There's the Light Binding on the Lotus, and the Lucent Singularity doesn't quite take him out. Grisserol flashes the Sonic Wave, but doesn't have the mana. Can't quite grab. Oh, there's the Lantern. Pterodactyls. Oh, Noel does dive in, gets flayed back, and does fall. Glycerol grabbing the kill out on that one. So at least they got something out of that. Lotus now wants to go, and he wants to find the call in the Tenor, but he has to be careful of Cherking, whose final spark is almost up again. Glycerol has to be quite careful as well. If that connects, that could certainly take him down from the half health he's at now. And this game is action-packed, which is what we like to watch as viewers, but which I hate to cast as a sick, dying man. So now blue team is just going to really roam around this jungle, see what they can do to lay out some posts, and just try and gain some advantages. They're questioning the Baron buff. Red team did ping out a question mark because they don't spot many of the blue members of the team. However, the blue team is very divided now. Salce going to get caught there by Cassette, but oh, that was an excellent wind wall to deflect. Oh, he's actually going to go back in on the Cherking, do a lot of damage, but he's now in a 1 versus 3. Let's see how he fights his way out of this one. The final spark comes across, though, and he falls low. He gets the knock up. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes across from Glycerol, and he takes out Noel. Salce's still alive, but with the Death Sentence, he will fall to Tenor's Dragon's Rage. Spinip's now looking to go back in or at least keep them off of Glycerol. Being the good teammate, trying to defend them up. Pterodactyl is going to push in the bottom lane, force some recalls out of Cherking. Spinip's almost found Cherking there but couldn't quite get in. And here's Pterodactyls now pushing in the bottom lane. Has the Static Shiv and the Bloodthirster for the push. Lotus has disconnected, and let's hope that she can come back to join us and we can finish out this game in style. However, with Dick Party gone, it will now be a 4 versus 4, so even, but what feels like in red team's favor, even though blue team is up in gold. A lot of that is on Salce, and even though he's rich as all hell, he's had a hard time really participating in team fights. He's gotten caught out a lot. He has picked up some kills, but then he'll fall, and his team can't necessarily capitalize on those times when their opponents are dead. I know afterward they're going to watch this, they're going to say, come on, it was just normal as we were having fun, we were dicking around. I mean, come on, AD carry Thresh, but you know, I'm trying to treat it like as real of a game as possible. That support Renekton, only died 5 times. I was going to say not the worst, but in this game, 5 deaths is the worst. However, it is tied with about 6 people on the board. Taking a look at some of these builds, unfortunately Dick Party hasn't been able to finish his build since he has been disconnected. It looks like Noel is kind of copying Salce's build there, going for the Infinity Edge. However, he's quite behind, which means that Salce has already grabbed the last Whisper on top of that finished Infinity Edge. That's not going to be a thing. Spinip's cut out there by the death sentence, and he will fall there to the auto attack from Cherking, proccing that passive, grabbing him yet another kill. 8-2 this game, has a Rabadon's Death Cap and the Athene's Unholy Grail to lay out a constant amount of high damage siege, and being able to burst down people quite effectively. The cooldown reduction and mana regeneration from that Athene's Unholy Grail are perfect for Lux, and throwing on the damage from Rabadon's on top of that makes it the perfect build here. I expect Lux to get a Void Staff after this to really just run out that damage. Make sure that she's really penetrating through. Glycerol has grabbed the Void Staff. He simply has a Tear of the Goddess for his mana issues, which he'll eventually turn into Archangel Staff. But as long as he can stay safe in the back lines, there's not really a need to. The Archangel Staff does give him a lot of damage, but right now he has chosen the Void Staff and their Rabadon's Death Cap for those damage options, which, you know, makes sense until he really gets that Tear of the Goddess stacking. Now Cassette could be cut out here, actually. He's going to spot them. He has a flash over the wall. That's going to be blue team members drawing out at least one summoner spell here from the red team. I'm interested to see what the blue team could do next. Lotus is gone, which is going to really limit their abilities here, since the only reason they were able to get so far ahead was because of the disconnects from Noel and Dick Party. Oh, Glycerol caught in a bad spot is going to take it down. Returns a lot of damage. Lotus is back. Let's see if she can save us from this quick descent. Spinips flashes in for the slice and dice on the Cassette. They managed to take him out. And now here is the comeback, potentially. Let's see it here. Ladies and gentlemen, Salce and Pterodactyls. Cherking tries to grab Spinix but can't quite finish him off. And Pterodactyls takes it out with the crit. An excellent auto attack, grabbing out that kill. Going to actually bring them back ahead in gold now. 800 gold and 800 up. It's a close game. Salce throws down the Ignite onto Noel to keep him pushing on. He almost got the kill there. Tanner tries to use his insect mechanics to knock Salce back into the tower, but he was able to position himself so that he only got pushed farther away. Now with Lotus back, she's looking for at least this turret. Finally, after she reconnected, she thought, why haven't you guys taken this yet? And immediately went to finish the job. And this is just some consistent, careful play from blue team. Just trying to get up there. They know that they have 5 members, and the red team does not. Unfortunately, Saga is missing an appendage. I'll let you guess which one he might be. The sicker I get, the more vulgar on stream I become. Alright, ooh, Tenor coming out of the base speedy here. He might be afraid of a Baron. I'm not too sure. Red team is beginning to take a position around that top jungle there. They could be concerned about a blue team play, or even look to go for one themselves and just say, hey, the situation is not getting any better. As we get into the late game, missing one player is going to hurt us more and more. Right now we should just look for those small advantages, and I think that's really what they need to do. They need to find small advantages, catch people out, and if they have to play 4v5, make it a 4v4 or a 4v3 even. Now Red team is positioning really well here against our Baron, but just don't have the confidence to go for it. They're afraid of getting aced around the Baron. If that were to happen, that could definitely be an inhibitor for blue team. I'm not sure they would have the time nor the damage to push out the base, but it still would be devastating to Saga here. Lotus leading the charge in the middle lane, the rest of the blue team following her up, except for Spinips, who is taking his own turn. Disconnect by the base there. Spinup's going to rejoin us with those home guard boots. Or with those mobility boots, not even home guards, but still a rather speedy Croc, if I do say so myself. Let's see where the initiation really happens. Blue team is careful that Spinips isn't with them, but right now they should really be looking to fight. It is a 5 versus 4. They are ahead in gold, and I would expect to see something happen. They might as well want to see what kind of damage Salce can do at this point. He has 317 farm, a ridiculous amount. There is a Talisman of Ascension. They want to find something here, but the Light Binding and the final Spark is going to take out Glycerol and Pterodactyl before the fight even starts. It's a 4v3 before anything happens, thanks to Chair King. Chair King grabs a triple kill there. Lotus running away off the back here. Salce was nowhere near that fight. Salce could be coming in here. Let's see if he can get the Quadra. Oh, he finds Chair King here. He dodges around, he flashes in, but Chair King immediately flashes back, and now Salce has to be careful. He dodges out of the Sonic Wave. He goes in on the cassette with the last breath. He's caught up by the Light Binding. There's a second final Spark. That cooldown is so fast, and Salce lands a knockup. He's going to be able to turn this around. There's one kill. There's two. He gets the shield. Can he go on to Chair King? No, he dies before he can finish off Chair King for the triple kill. Almost gets it in the 1 versus 3 though. Meanwhile, Noel did find a kill in the top lane onto Lotus and make it an ace. A quick ace though, as Glycerol, Pterodactyls, and Spinips have respawned, are going to defend that base. Salce, you're making me crazy, man. First you don't join your team, then you 1v3 and almost triple kill, but not quite today. Should I change the title of this stream to Disciples Deathbed Cast? That's what I feel like right now. Thank you very much, Nabias, for the kind words. I checked my Skype to make sure that the stream was going on fine, and apparently it's going great. Apparently it's been a lot of fun. Oh, Spinips almost gets caught out there, and at this point, Chair King can pretty much delete anyone that he wants. He has picked up the Void Staff. He's going to seal away the dragon, and half health of Pterodactyls there without any effort. Tenor's now going to catch on to Pterodactyls, who does have his flash. Have her flash, should be able to jump over here. Gets the shield though, Tenor knocks him back out, and there's the kill for Chair King, who's unstoppable. 13 and 3. Spinip's caught by the death sentence, going to flash over the wall, might escape from this one. Tenor's going to be able to war jump over the wall, grabs a slow, there's the damage from Chair King. Tenor does find the kill there. Now they're on to Lotus, and let's see if she can escape. There's the catch out by the Light Binding, and the Mega Inferno Bomb onto Tenor, who's going to be able to survive through that one. That shield from the safeguard enough to keep him alive. Lotus has disconnected. That's 3 down for the blue team. Glycerol and Salce left to defend. Salce has taken out the 1v1 against Noel. Also about half health, but does lifesteal up quite a bit. Lands a knockup and is going to look to run away from this one. Cassette and Chair King now chasing on to him. I'm not sure they're going to be able to find Salce, especially due to the movement speed from his static shiv. He's going to stop to take the minions, which means Cassette should be able to get this. He turns on the Cassette. He dodges out of the light binding from Cherking. He lands the knock up. There's the last breath on the Cherking, and a lot of damage. He dodges around the around the Lucid Singularity. Oh, and there is onto Cassette as well. I kind of lost my mind there. But he did grab a double kill and a 1 versus 3. Still not able to get that triple, so I'm still not too impressed. But with Dick Party back in the game, it could be over. You know how the saying goes. It's all fun and games until Dick Party is back. However, Salce has the damage. He has a lot of flat-out damage here, and he will be able to take out this inhibitor unless Cherking can stop him in time. He's blocking the light binding with the wind wall. Now Noel wants to get a little bit of revenge after that top lane massacre. Dick Party falls low, though. He is low level, but still manages to find the kill out there. He actually was able to grab it, which is going to help him back in levels a lot. Oh, now Spinnis has to be careful. The Mega Inferno Bomb going to take out Dick Party, and it finds the kill onto Noel. I believe he's taken down from the minions, but kill was still there for Glycerol. And just a reminder that if you do get a kill when you're low level, a much lower level than your opponent, then you do get bonus experience. So if Dick Party can find those, hopefully at a range with his culling, then that will help him get back into the game here. But he can't afford to die like that. He can't afford to jump right into Glycerol's Mega Inferno Bomb. The gold is finally here in the red team's favor, as it's felt like it's been for a while, but it's only there 300 in the lead, which means almost nothing. What really matters here are the builds, and like we can see on our Yasuos, there's such a stunning difference there. Salce is ahead an entire Bloodthirster and Guardian Angel, which is going to mean so much difference in these fights. It's why he's 12-7. He has most kills in the game, right behind Cherking, who is our MVP so far. That Rabadon's Death Cap, Zhonya's Hourglass, Athene's Unholy Grail, and Void Staff are really proving enormous advantages here to the red team, able to just catch people away from a range, deal enormous damage, and then stay safe. That Zhonya's Hourglass is really going to hurt Salce here, who was really the blue team's only hope. With Lotus back in the game, this could be Blue's chance to make a final stand, because things are looking pretty bleak. Red team is beginning to group up together. They're giving Dick Party some levels back. He is up at 13, so not quite caught up to his opponent, that 80 carry Thresh, up at level 17. Glycerol swagging up through the mid lane, has to be careful of taking a forward position like this. If Cherking does find him, he's most certainly dead. He finally has the Seraph's Embrace, so he will have a shield there to defend him from some of that burst damage, but Cherking is so big at this point, I'm not sure that anything can stop him. Cassette throws Talisman of Ascension, but gets knocked up, and the damage is real. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes across, does find the kill onto him, and Glycerol stays safe on the back here. Has to be careful, though, of Tenor. But the range damage is pretty enormous here, coming out from both Salce and Glycerol. They need their teammates to come back and join them if they want to try and fight here. With the support dead and with a level 13 opposing ADC, this should be their best time to fight. There's going to be the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike, but the Dragon Joy's away on the Noel. The culling coming across from Dick Party, staying at a safe range, but it all gets eaten up by that wind wall. Cherking now caught up by the Sonic Wave, but there is the final spark across, missing Lotus. Glycerol grabs a Rampage onto Tenor there, and now Pterodactyl's pinups are finally there. Salce grabs the kill on the Noel with the dash in, and he's almost going to find Dick Party, who flashes away just in time, but there's a flash in from Salce, the flashes in from everyone. They might want to finish out the game here. This could be their chance. They're onto the first Nexus turret, now they're onto the second. Let's see if Cherking can defend this. He has the damage. There is the Lucid Singularity doing a bit there, but his final spark is not up quite yet. The Nexus is falling quickly. Cassette tried to stop them, but it's going to be the game for the blue team, taking it out in the end. Such a close fight. Such a long, exciting game. In the end, 4,000 gold differentiated these teams, and it was blue team who let it out. I am so thankful to everyone for watching today. I know it must have been atrocious. I had a rough time keeping up. I definitely want to go just lay in my bed and die, but I'm not going to let myself fail this challenge. I'm going to cast every single day, and one day I'm going to become the very best shoutcaster ever. Thank you all for being my fans. Thank you all for being my friends, and I'm so excited to go through this with you guys. I am so enjoying getting better, meeting new people, just experiencing this new world. I love doing this. I love presenting and informing and interacting, and I just have a fun time streaming and making videos and shoutcasting. And so I'm going to go ahead and die in my bed. Hopefully tomorrow after urgent care I should be okay. And I want to get back to speed so I can make the very best shoutcast possible. To everyone who came out to the stream, and to everyone watching this YouTube video later on, I would like to say a hearty good night, a wonderful rest of your January as we get into our second half,